আমারটা শেয়ার করি স্ক্রিনটা।
মূলত আজকের এই মিটিং এর এটা এই জন্য এই টুলসটা
Hi Saskia, how are you?
Morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine.
Good.
Good. Can you see me now?
Yeah. Is my sound okay?
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Morning.
Good morning, Dada. Hi, all of you.
Morning.
Hi, Saskia.
Morning.
Hi.
So can you see my screen on?
Yeah.
Dada.
শব্দ বিষয়
শুভ অপরাহ্ন দাদা। হ্যালো,
না এটা আমার মাইকের সমস্যা, একটু আবার বলি আমি।
হ্যালো সাবিয়া আপা, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। সকলকে শুভেচ্ছা।
হ্যাঁ সুমি আপা, ভালো আছেন?
হ্যাঁ আপা, ভালো আছি আমরা আলহামদুলিল্লাহ। তা আমাদের সাথে যুক্ত হয়েছেন আমাদের একজন চেয়ারম্যান ৭ নং ঢলুয়া ইউনিয়ন পরিষদের আজিজুল হক স্বপন সাহেব। ওনাকে দেখতে পাচ্ছেন কিনা দেখেন।
তুমি
জি
can you hear
দাদা।
me?
দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
Okay, then welcome to chairman সাহেব, আপনাকে ধন্যবাদ।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম। আপনি কথা বলার সময় বলবো আপনাকে কথা বলার জন্য, তখন আপনি বলেন আর কি। আপনি
জি,
থাকেন
thank
আমাদের
you.
সাথে, আমাদের সাথে
জি,
থাকেন।
thank you.
জি।
Thank you.
সেটা একটু দিয়ে দিই কমেন্ট দিছি
কথা বলেন।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম
হুম। তো মিউট করে দেন সবাইকে। জোগাড় জয়েন করছে। Hi everyone, I think it's already two minutes over. Saskia, should we wait for a few minutes or should we start right now? I see already 26 participants from the different places. Hi Saskia, should we wait for some 1 or 2 minutes?
Yeah, let's just wait for 1 minute. I think
Yeah.
people can also join
Jubal,
when
Jubal.
we started.
We can wait for another 1 or 2 minutes. Meanwhile, we welcome all participants in our this webinar. I see some of the colleagues from Ghana, Ethiopia, and also Nepal has joined with us. A new from Netherlands. You are also the chairman from the Union Parishad. There also okay. Welcome, Sandra. Sandra has joined. Yeah. Okay, we can start our proceedings. Saskia, thank you, everybody. And this is an webinar from the cross-country learnings. And we are very happy all of you have joined meanwhile. And of course, in the meantime, the other colleagues from the different countries will be joining with us. As you know, the country coordinators has initiated this cross-country learning, and Saskia really from Netherlands, she was really coordinating and helping us to initiate to this kind of discussion and this kinds of webinar. I hope in future we will also be hearing from the other countries. As Saskia was initiating and coordinating this webinar. So at the outset, I will be requesting Saskia to kick off this webinar. So over to Saskia. Saskia, would you like to kick off this webinar?
Yeah, thank you very much, Alok. And also thank you very much, the Bangladesh for organizing this session. I'm glad that this session is taking place. It's a session of the Wash Alliance International, which actually actually is a group of WASH NGOs in Africa and Asia and in the Netherlands. So I work for Simavi in the Netherlands, and we're leading the WASH Alliance in the Netherlands and supporting the alliances in the country. So we are working within the WASH SDG program as a WASH Alliance, and 5 countries are implementing a program. And this session is really, to be able to share what this time in Bangladesh is happening. And we hope that what Bangladesh is presenting will inspire the other countries to maybe try it out as well. This very interesting topic. I know the WASH Alliance group in Bangladesh is working on this quite some time already, and it's improving and improving over time. So now it's about inclusive and gender responsive WASH budget monitoring, which is a very interesting tool, and I think it would be very useful within our program to reach our impact. So thank you very much for organizing, and I'm really looking forward, and I'm glad to see that many people joined from different countries as well. So please go ahead, looking forward to it.
Thank you, Saskia, for a nice word and also inspiring us for this kind of learning session. I hope at the end, this kind of learning session will yield very good results, and we can learn from each other, and we can implement this in our country situation. The participants from the different countries, as you know, we have been working in WASH Alliance program in 5 countries, WASH Alliance International Program, and they have joined this, and we welcome all participants. It might not be possible to go for introduction to all participants, but we fully recognize your good participation. And of course, I will hope that your contribution and suggestion will enrich this kind of learning session. So at the beginning, I would like to give some highlights of the WASH Alliance program in Bangladesh. As you know, we have been working in the WASH Alliance program in the first phase as well, and on the second phase of WASH SDG program started in 2017. And we have been implementing this program in 17 union parishads and also 7 municipalities. These are the local government institutions we have been working with. And this program is being implemented in Bangladesh through 6 local NGOs. And at the top of that, another 6 Dutch partners is also supporting us technically to implement this program. DORP is one of the NGO, is a trusted partners of our program and have been working with this WASH SDG program as well. So this today's learning session, inclusive and gender responsive budget monitoring tools, DORF has been implementing with the local NGOs, and our local partners is also learn from DORF, and they introduce in their working area as well. So therefore, as a kickoff, we are happy to share this learning session with you all. You have seen the agenda item. It's an 2 hours webinar session. Hopefully we can finish earlier because depending on your questions and open session, we will be trying to keep it within the time. So we'll having a presentation from keynote presentation from DORF. The Deputy Executive Directors of DORF will be presenting that one. Then we'll be sharing some experiences from our local government representative, and they will be speak how they're using this one, and also CSO members statement will be listening, and then we'll go for an open discussion. This is the right forum. Everybody can raise your concern, questions, and for clarifications, or you can provide some suggestions as well. So we'll be opening up this for all of us. Then we'll go for an way forward and closing of the session. Hopefully, with all your participation, this will be very interesting and useful for all of us. As this is a very cross-country issues, and maybe some of the participants from Bangladesh, they will be speaking in Bangla, especially our local government representative, but I will try to translate those in a summary in English. And may I request you all to mute your microphone when you are not talking. Once you are talking, you can unmute yourself, and please raise your questions through chat as well. If you have any questions, you can directly put into the chat. We'll be trying to answer those questions. These are in a nutshell our rules, and now we are going for our keynote presentations on this learning. So I would request our colleague, Mr. Jobair Hassan, to present your keynote presentation. Jobair, are you there? You can share your.
দেবো ওটা বলেন লেখেন কিন্তু আপনি A to Z পেজ বাই পেজ আপনি ওইখানে কাজ করেন আমি ঠিক করে দেবো
Yeah, Jobair, Mr. Jobair Hassan, you can go ahead and you can present your keynote presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Simavi and all participants who are presenting and participating this session, which already we know that cross-country learning session is a webinar. In fact, we are doing sometimes in virtual and also actual program together. That's why sometimes we are mute or unmute. That's making us confused. But thank you very much for giving us this meeting notes that we need to be on time, and also we have to be in particular for this mute and unmute situation. Okay, thank you Alokda for organizing this webinar and inviting us to share a very good best practice in our country level, and we are hopeful to share with you in details so that everyone can listen, and also if you have any question or comments or clarification that we can discuss later on. So I'm just sharing this by some slides which may be visible to all of you. Thank you very much. I will talk about the inclusive and gender responsive WASH budget monitoring tools to local government engagement in Bangladesh, how it works, what we have done so far, and what the challenges and what are the findings so far we have achieved. Well, why do you need inclusive and gender responsive WASH budget monitoring? Because to track equitable WASH budget, there is a lot of inequity, and not WASH budget is fragmented. It is not under in one departments or ministry, or also sub ministries, and it is not known by the community. That is the very important things, how it is coming, how much it is allocated. It is not very clear to all. That's why though the system is existed, but it is not working properly. That's why system strengthening is one of the important issue to know more about gender responsive WASH budget monitoring. And it finally, it helps to realize the human right to water and sanitation. Because as we all know that in 2010, UN Assembly agreed that human rights to water and sanitation is one of the human rights component, and agreed a resolution had been passed during the UN Assembly. So who will be benefited? That's, we all know that women are mostly deprived in getting a lot of services, but they are mostly involved in the household activities, particularly for fetching water, sometimes from far distance. So they we found that through using or implementation of these tools, they will be the benefit. And the poor, definitely those who are excluded also. Well, as long as we talk about the inclusive and gender responsive budget monitoring tools, we found it established the accountability. So budget monitoring tools mainly help to engage duty bearers, right holders, and also the no holders by assessing their needs and issues and create action plan for better work service. I mean, if we know the problem and if we want to engage the duty bearers, right holders, and other communities, then we have to also find out that how that can be carried out. So we need to create an action plan for better work services, and these tools is giving this support to prepare this action plan. So we can tell this is a social accountability tools. It is participatory. It helps to bring participatory budgeting, and it helps to increase the transparency and access to information. It enhancing the accountability, citizen oversight, grievance redress, etc. This is the tools. It's a numbers of pages with number of line items that how we can monitor. So it aims to demand increased allocation and expenditure, which happens according to the local allocation to sustainable wash services, and for those who need it most. Who are they? That is women and socially excluded, through a very systematic and structured local government systems. So before entering the detailed budgeting and how the tool works, I just would like to share with you that our local government structures in Bangladesh in 5 sections. That is, the upper tier of the local government systems is division, then district, then sub-district, then union, and ward. Ward is the last tier under the unions. Union is the lowest local government structures, and ward is 9 wards under each union. Because I will talk about this sub-district and union level budgeting process mostly. And in the urban settings, municipality is also another local government system. So how it works? It works when we talk about the it should be supported, or it should be filled up by some institutions or individuals through the process that budget tracking has been conducted or administered. So in the left-hand side, in the top of the left side, we can see that Union Porishad. As I have mentioned, the Union Porishad is the lowest tier of the local government system. This is called, or we can see as a Union Porishad structure. Here, the chairman and members are the main public representative. We are honored that one of the chairman from Union Porishad is present now to talk on behalf of their community and share how he maintain or how he has gained the benefit out of this budget tools. And in the top of the left, we can see that open budget discussion. It is one of the systems under the local government system that how budgeting process works. Open budget is one of the events, and you see that over the years, women has become a speaker in front of many people. So it's a kind of empowerment. And definitely the budget tracking tools is a number of documents and the pages which includes the line items of the budget and the development and revenue budget, which I will discuss later. And also Department of Public Health Engineering, because it is the main service providers in Bangladesh who provide the rural water and sanitation services. So that needs to be very clear to whom we should go at what level. So Next slide. It's not moving, but
You can end the presentation, then come back, then it will work. Perhaps sometimes it also stuck up.
Oh.
You can end
So-
presentation, then come back again on the slide.
so should I stop share or?
No, just you say that you are go out from the presentation mode, then you can come back again. Yeah, then you share the presentation again. Yeah, and go the slide and start presenting. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So now is it visible, na? Okay. Sorry for technical problem. Okay, this is the another techniques that first I have discussed, that where we have consulted about the tools and also which departments are responsible for monitoring by using the tools. And now who are the contact person or monitoring tools fill up. That is that in sub-district that we call Upojela, that Upojela Porishod. Under Upojela Porishod, there is Department of Public Health Engineering, Sub-Assistant Engineer, and Local Government Engineering Department, Education Engineering Department. These are the relevant personnel under each of the departments and institutions. Because when we talk about the using of tools, then we have to go to the institutions and also the persons who is responsible to serve the community, and also Ministry of Disaster Management and Relief, and Upojela Project Implementation Officer. In each sub-district, there is a PIO, Project Implementation Officer, who is responsible to implement the development fund related project. And second structure is Union Porishad, that I have mentioned, that Union Porishad is the lowest tier of the local government system. Secretary is the main person to handle all the documents, related items, etc. And in the urban settings, the municipality is one of the local government systems, and that is assistant engineer and also the secretary under the municipality. So all of these are also our contact person during monitoring tools fill up. So same thing happening, I don't know.
Jawahar, you can show the slide without slide mode, without slide presentation mode. Jawahar, you can without slide presentation mode. You can go for that. Yeah, we can see it. You can just change one by one slide, then you will get it. Yeah, manually change the slide.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and what we have monitored in two items, we have been monitored by our facilitators and also civil society representatives at the local level. That is budget and expenditure for WASH program under revenue budget. There are two types of budget: revenue budget and the development budget. So under the tools, there are two segments in line with budgeting process, that is revenue budget, which is related to the all the salary and other administrative items, and the development budget mainly related to the programs and also implementation. Because if we know that which projects and programs are under the development budget, then that can be introduced at the community level, so that they realize that how much allocation is coming under which programs and projects, and they can also get support from that programs. For example, pond re-excavation, for example, tube well installation, and also the related to the rainwater harvesting, etc. And next item, that how the tools look like. As because I'm talking about the inclusive and gender budget monitoring tools, it is very important to know how it is look like and how it works. So in the left hand side, in the main column, you can see that all the line items have been mentioned under non-development, which is revenue budget, and also development budget, which is various projects and programs. And you can see there is the one column that approved budget, received budget, and expenditure. And in the very right of the columns, that women, elderly, and also youth excluded, how much all the segregated budgets we can collect through these tools. So these tools are very much scientific, as because it was prepared in consultation with local government, service providers, duty bearers, and also the some technical experts. How budget tracking works in this whole process, how we have done, because tools is a very kind of some people understand it's a very paperwork, desk works, and how it can be implemented. So there are 4 approaches we can share. We call it campaigns and social mobilization, work service monitoring, lobby and advocacy, work budget tracking. These 4 approaches should go together, and if we want to have a specific through a systematic budget tracking, these 4 approaches we can follow according to our needs, preparations, and also priority. In SDG WASH programs under the SIMAVI and also SDG consortium, what we have been implementing in Borguna district, that here we are using this one of the approach, that's campaign and social mobilization, that without knowing all the line items and the budgeting process, people cannot raise their voice and cannot ask to the government about their need and also demand. So understanding the existing government structures and participation actively in the different events is very important to ultimately create demand creation. So these events can introduce or continue under the campaign and social mobilization. There are a number of other campaigns going on. We do the banner hanging. We also do miking by loudspeaker. We are informing at the eve of the open budgeting sessions, and also invite the community to come to the Union Parishad and listen that how much they are allocating in open budget discussion, etc. So those are capturing under campaign and social mobilization. And regularly WASH service providers monitored by using these tools. You can see in the picture that civil society representative and also our team can go together and ask, share the content of the tools and make the government accountable. So DPH is giving the information through the tools. So it creates an evidence, and after that, evidence-based advocacy can initiate through this process. And lobbying and advocacy is a continuous process, and open budget is one of the biggest and informatives as well as the participatory lobby and advocacy at Union Parishad. and it happens during May to June, and you see the women and the elderly people are also participating in the open budget discussions, and it was a amazing interventions, because women are not welcome properly in any planning and discussion process in the Union Parishad, but through the campaign and mobilization, through other discussions, this has been gradually interested by the Union Parishad and other service providers. And you see, wash budget monitoring, regularly going to the service providers and asking, and through a fiscal years, these tools have been used under 3 particular time intervention, 4 monthly or 3 monthly, so that a number of allocation, how much amount they have received, we can know through the tools. And this DPHE, Union Parishad Secretary and others are providing this information, so that at the end of the year, during the fiscal year, we can present it at open budget discussion. And sometimes they also go to the household level to discuss that whether they know about the line items or etc. So we have seen some results at the ground, and one of the results, this is very visible, that increased participation of women and marginalized groups in bottom-up approach, budget monitoring, allocation, and unions, which is the lowest structure of the government. And now the decision-making levels, women are also talking about on behalf of the excluded communities and others, because at various levels, this lobby and advocacy happening, and through the process, it increased the transparency, accountability, and participation. And very particularly, some of the unions we have seen that in last couple of years, their numbers of allocation have been made by using these tools. We have collected this information from the ground, and that budget has increased. And this local government institutions are used by using these tools. We got this information. You can see that 2021 fiscal year total budget allocation was 50 million, 15 million taka. So, and out of 50 million, 10 million is allocated for excluded people, communities. That's during the fiscal year 2021. And 21 to 22, which is running fiscal year, that is very much not very high, because we can see that 40 million allocation total budget, and in all of the unions, there is 5-6 unions we have collected the data and accommodate this whole calculated. And we have seen that before this administration of these tools, the systematic budgeting process was not undertaken properly. Now we can see that how budget is allocating and how budget is utilization, and through the process we have found some clear picture that a total amount has been allocated, and based on total amount, allocation are going to the women, allocation are going to the elderly people, people with disability, and also excluded communities. And it is not the person-to-person allocation, it is under various projects and programs at the union level. It is very clear that women, elderly, and people with disability and excluded is also marginalized in this discussion. So fiscal year 2021, which is the last year, because this year we cannot see that how much allocation and expenditure is, because if we want to see the expenditure, we have to wait another 4 to 6 months to get their official expenditure information through the tools. So what we have finally seen, that it has various tiers of discussions and ultimately many folds of impacts and achievements. One of the achievement we can directly see that it's the evidence to collect allocation and utilization, to know the allocation and utilization of budget to the excluded groups. And it helps to increase accountability and transparency among duty bearers and right holders, because to sensitize them so that they allocate need-based WASH budget. And finally, empower women in decision-making process, because women are not very much welcome in the process of planning and decision-making process at sub-district and also union level. These tools are using as a vehicle to reach various levels of discussions and stakeholders. So, and it helps to go to the various structures, even like service providers, public representatives, and right holders together, because these tools have been using by the community and also civil society. So right holders are also taking the responsibility to collect information, and service providers are making accountable on these tools through the tools. And finally, if we consider the SDG issues, and as because we are all partners under CIMABI trying to achieve the SDG 6, so through the tools creates a platform where the participation of local communities happen, and it has improved a lot water and sanitation management, by which localizing SDG is ensured. So these 4 or 5 types of achievements or kind of impact we can see by using the tools at the ground, as well as the user. So thank you very much. This is all, and if you have any questions or any clarification, please consider to write in the chat box or also during the open discussion. Thank you. Over to you, all of them.
Thank you, Mr. Jabbar, for your very informative and exclusive presentation. In fact, through your presentation, we have learned that the importance of SDGs living no. So we want to reach last mile people living farthest, and especially the women and socially excluded group. And we understand that this budget monitoring tools is really helping out to reach and to monitor the budget and to prepare the budget. And this way they are really fulfilling these monitoring tools. শামসুল্লাহ, আপনি বলেন, আপনি শেষ করে দেন, আপনি আর কি বলতে চাচ্ছিলেন?
বলতে চাচ্ছি যে এভাবে আমরা যদি এই মনিটরিং টুলসের ব্যবহারটা আমরা চলমান রাখতে পারি, তাহলে রাখছি এবং রাখতে পারি, রাখলে পরে পরবর্তীতে ওই যে গোষ্ঠী এবং ওই যে পিছিয়ে পড়া মানুষের যে চাহিদাগুলো, সেই চাহিদাগুলো পূরণ করতে সক্ষম হবে। এবং এই আলোকে রাখতে সম্ভব বরাদ্দ রাখা সম্ভব হইবে।
ওকে, এবং আপনার অন্যের প্রতি কি কোনো সমস্যা আছে কিনা? অন্যদের প্রতি
পরামর্শ বলতে এটাও সকল আমরা মনে হয় যে আমরা জানি যে সিমাবি ডলফের মাধ্যমে শুধু আমরা বরগুনা উপজেলায় 3 ইউনিয়নে এই কাজ করি, এবং পরবর্তীতে আরো পরবর্তীতে আবার 4 ইউনিয়ন সম্পৃক্ত হয়েছে, কিন্তু এখনো সমগ্র ইউনিয়নে এই কার্যক্রমগুলো বাস্তবায়ন হয় নাই। এইটা সকল ইউনিয়নে মনিটরিং টুলস এর ব্যবহারটা কার্যক্রম চালু হোক, এটাই আমার পরামর্শ।
আপনাকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। Thank you very much, Mr. Samsul Haq. Just at the end, he explained that this really helping them out to monitor the budget expenditures and also budget tracking, and they can really ensure the services for the poor, by which the CSO members, the peoples, they are really happy about it. And finally, he advised that as this is only being using under the DORP working area, so he also expect and urge to all LGIs to use this kind of tools. This way they can ensure really the services for the poor and women and socially excluded group and also disabled person. So thank you for your statement. And as you know that one of the chairman is the head of our local government institutions. He is also with us. Can I really be ensured that chairman is there, Shumi Begum?
Yes, I listening you. Yes, boss.
Okay. So now the Mr. Azizul Haq Shapon, the chairman of Dolwa Union Parishad. You know, the chairman is the head of the local government institutions in the Union Parishad. So he is the key person and decision maker with his council to monitor and to implement this kind of. We are very happy. We really appreciate from the Simavi that you are joining with us as. This is the cross country from the different countries. Participants are participating, so that's why I am speaking in English, but you can speak in Bangla if you want, or if you can speak in English if you want. আপনাকে আমি জানতে চাচ্ছি যে আপনি আপনার অভিজ্ঞতা যদি আপনি শেয়ার করেন কিভাবে, how really you are using these tools and what is the benefit.
Thank you all of that. আমি প্রথমেই আপনার মাধ্যমে সকলকে ধন্যবাদ জানাতে চাচ্ছি। আজকে এই বৈশ্বিক করোনা মহামারীর মধ্যেও আজকে এভাবে একটি আমরা জুম অনলাইন মিটিং এর মাধ্যমে আমরা আমাদের একেবারেই তৃণমূল পর্যায়ের গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটি খাত স্বাস্থ্য সেবা নিয়ে ওয়াশ নিয়ে আমরা আজকে কথা বলতে পারতেছি। আমরা আসলে এই টুলসটি সম্পর্কে আমাদের আগে অনেক তেমন ধারণা ছিল না। আমরা সিমাবির মাধ্যমে আমাদের ডর্ফ যখন আমাদেরকে একটি প্রশিক্ষণ দিল, সেখান থেকে আমরা জানতে পারলাম। জানার পরে আমরা যখন সেখানে কাজ করতে গিয়ে আমরা আমাদের এখানে কেউ সিএসও রয়েছে, আমরা কাজ করতে গিয়ে আমরা দেখেছি যে তৃণমূল পর্যায়ের যে ব্যাপক দরিদ্র জনগোষ্ঠী যারা ওয়াশ সেবা থেকে বঞ্চিত, তাদেরকে নিয়ে আমরা কাজ করার একটা খুব বড় সুযোগ পেয়েছি এই প্রকল্পের মাধ্যমে। এবং আপনারা জানেন আমাদের যখন বাজেট অধিবেশন, আপনি কি শুনছেন আমাকে?
হ্যাঁ শুনছি, শুনতে পাচ্ছি। হ্যাঁ শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
জি জি, আমাদের যেহেতু আমরা যারা নির্বাচিত জনপ্রতিনিধি, আমাদের যে কমিটমেন্টও থাকে যে আমরা স্বাস্থ্যসেবা নিশ্চিত করবো 100% সেন্ট্রেশন যাতে কভারেজ করতে পারি, সেই লক্ষ্যে আমাদেরকে কাজ করার একটা অঙ্গীকার থাকে। তো আমরা এই টুলসটি সম্পর্কে অবহিত হওয়ার পরে আমরা এটা নিয়ে কাজ করতে গিয়ে আমরা আমাদের সেই অঙ্গীকার রক্ষা করতে পেরেছি এবং পারতেছি। যে আপনার কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে বলুন।
আমি একটু ট্রান্সলেট করে দিই একটু আর কি। He is a elected public representative of the Union Parishad, so he thanks everybody and also help and expresses gratitude on behalf of the Union Parishad. As a public representative, he has a commitment and election commitment during the elections. So, and to ensure the services for the poor and women and elderly people. So this as he is now and holding the chair of the chairperson of this Union Parishad. So now he would like to do something for these people. Earlier he was not aware about this budget monitoring tools, but through this process of DORF and also the CSO members, now he is aware and he is introducing this tool and practicing these tools in his Union Parishad, by which he can ensure these services for the at least he can fulfill some commitment. So আপনারা এটাতে আপনি কি মনে করেন, এটা কি কোনো উপকারে আসছে জনগণের জন্য? বাজেট প্রাপ্তিতে কোনো সুবিধা আছে কিনা?
এটা আমাদের তৃণমূল পর্যায়ের যে গরিব সুবিধা বঞ্চিত জনগোষ্ঠী রয়েছে, যারা আসলে একেবারে সেন্ট্রাল পর্যায়ে বা জেলা পর্যায়ে উপজেলা পর্যায়ে থেকে যারা স্বাস্থ্যসেবা বঞ্চিত হচ্ছে,
এই প্রকল্পের মাধ্যমে কিন্তু সেই গ্রামের সেই হতদরিদ্র মানুষগুলো, একেবারেই দরিদ্র সামাজিক বঞ্চিত মানুষগুলো তাদের পানি এবং স্যানিটেশন সুবিধা নিশ্চিত হচ্ছে কিন্তু এই টুলসের মাধ্যমে। এখানে 3 মাস পরে পরে আমরা এটাকে অবজারভেশন করতেছি, আমরা সেখানে একটা অ্যানালাইসিস করতেছি যে এখানে আমাদের কি কতটুকু আমাদের প্রাপ্তি এবং কতটুকু আমাদের এখান থেকে আমরা জনগণকে দিতে পেরেছি। এবং আমি বিশ্বাস করি, আই বিলিভ দ্যাট আমরা একেবারেই আমাদের প্রত্যাশার বেশি আমরা দিতে পারতেছি তাদেরকে।
ধন্যবাদ। Thank you. I think he explained that it's a very good tools for him, and quarterly they are reviewing this process. And as per his statement, they are happy that they can provide wash services, and they can really see what types of services going to which person. And this way, the peoples also build trust upon him, and this is very helpful tools for them. And they're happy to use this one. Finally, I'll be asking to conclude the discussion by advising for the others what can be done by the others Union Parishad, other municipalities. আপনি কি মনে করেন যে আপনার উপদেশটা কি আপনি সবার জন্য একটু কাইন্ডলি এখন উপদেশ দেন?
অবশ্যই আমি এটার সাথে একটু অ্যাড করব যে আমার পরামর্শ থাকবে এটাই যে অন্যান্য ইউনিয়ন পরিষদ রয়েছে এই প্রকল্পের মধ্যে থেকে, অর্থাৎ এই টুলস ব্যবহার করে আমরা কিন্তু আমাদের শুধু একটি ইউনিয়নের কথা চিন্তা করলেই হবে না, আমাদের অন্যান্য ইউনিয়ন পরিষদ গুলো রয়েছে সেখান থেকে যদি আমরা সবাইকে এই সেবার আওতায় আনতে পারি, এটা যদি ধারাবাহিকতা আমরা বজায় রাখতে পারি, তো আমার বিশ্বাস আমরা এখান থেকে একটা তৃণমূল পর্যায়ের গরিবদের অর্থাৎ সুবিধাবঞ্চিত মানুষদের মধ্যে একটা ব্যাপক স্বাস্থ্য সেবা, পানির সমস্যা, স্যানিটেশন সমস্যা আমরা নিশ্চিত করতে পারবো। আর আমরা যারা অনেক পুরোনো চেয়ারম্যান, আমরা আগেও আমি চেয়ারম্যান ছিলাম, আমাদের একটা ভীষণ থাকে একটা ইউনিয়ন পরিষদকে মডেল ইউনিয়ন পরিষদ করার। সেই লক্ষ্যে কিন্তু এই স্বাস্থ্য সমস্যাটা একটা বড় সমস্যা, অর্থাৎ 100% স্যানিটেশন কাভারেজ করতে হলে, পানির সমস্যাটা সমাধান করতে হলে আমরা ইতিমধ্যেই আমাদের যে বাজেট গুলো করতেছি, আমরা সেখানে যদি 6 মাস পর পর আমাদের একটি ওয়ার্ড সভা হয়, সেই ওয়ার্ড সভার মাধ্যমে কিন্তু আমরা একটা বাজেট স্বাস্থ্যের উপর নিয়ে, এই ওয়াশের উপর নিয়ে, সেটার উপর কিন্তু আমরা কাজ করতেছি। তো আমি অনুরোধ করব এটা যাতে সকল ইউনিয়ন পরিষদ গুলোকে এই কাজটা যাতে সম্প্রসারিত করা হয়। এই কাজটি করার জন্য আমি সীমাপি সহ আর ডব সহ সকলকে আমি আমার ইউনিয়ন পরিষদের পক্ষ থেকে আবারও আন্তরিকভাবে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি।
ধন্যবাদ আপনাকে। Thank you very much for your nice speech. And finally, he concluded the speech like that is, this is very useful documents and tools for them, and getting some benefit out of it. And he also advised the other municipalities and Union Parishad can use this one. This really helping them out to ensure the services for the people, and people are really benefited out of it. And finally, he thanks to Dorf and Shimavi and for introducing this kind of tools, and also hope to work in futures as well. And I didn't know that you are being re-elected. Congratulations that he is being re-elected by the board. He was the chairman earlier as well, and now people are re-elected recently in the same position. So thank you very much for that, and congratulations, and we'll be supporting you. So this is the and now we'll be hearing from a CSO member. We'll be seeing a video documentary from Shamir. You can share this video, Shamir. Can you share now?
Sure, Dada. Give me a second.
This is an video from CSO member, how CSO member really working with Union Parishad. And then Oman really, Nazma Akhtar, she is involved in this process and carrying out these activities. Over to Shamir. Shamir, you can show the video.
Yes, Dada.
আপনি তো ডর ওয়াশ এসডিজি নাগরিক কমিটির সাথে জড়িত আছেন। ডর অন্তর্ভুক্তিমূলক এবং জেন্ডার সংবেদনশীল একটি ওয়াশ বাজেট মনিটরিং টুলস তারা ডেভেলপ করেছে। এই টুলস সম্পর্কে আপনি কি জানেন?
এর আগে আমি এই টুল সম্পর্কে জানতাম না। আমি ওয়াশ এসডিজি নাগরিক কমিটির সদস্য হওয়ার পর ডরপের একটি কোচিংয়ে এই টুল সম্পর্কে জানতে পারি। আমি যতটুকু জানতে পেরেছি তা হলো ইউনিয়ন পরিষদের ওয়াশ বাজেট বরাদ্দ মনিটরিং এর জন্য
এই প্রক্রিয়ার সাথে আপনি কিভাবে জড়িত?
এর সাথে আমি সিএসও সদস্য হিসেবে প্রতি 3 মাস পর পর আমি ডরপের কর্মীদের সাথে ইউনিয়ন পরিষদে গিয়ে থাকি এবং অন্তর্ভুক্তমূলক জেন্ডার সংবেদনশীল ওয়াশ বাজেট মনিটরিং টুলস নিয়ে ইউনিয়ন পরিষদের সাথে আলোচনা করি এবং আমাদের জন্য বরাদ্দকৃত বাজেট পর্যালোচনা করি।
স্থানীয় সরকার ইউনিয়ন পরিষদ যদি এই টুলসটি ব্যবহার করে তাহলে আপনার কি লাভ?
নারী ও সামাজিক বাদ পড়া জনগোষ্ঠী যেমন দরিদ্র, বয়স্ক, প্রতিবন্ধী আবাস সেবায় প্রবেশাধিকার কম, যে কারণে চাহিদা পূরণ করতে হলে ওয়াশ বাজেট বরাদ্দ ও ব্যয় বৃদ্ধি করতে হবে। যখন ইউনিয়ন পরিষদে এই টুলস ব্যবহার শুরু করবে, ওয়াশ বাজেট ও ব্যবহার বৃদ্ধি পাবে, ফলে আমরা আমাদের চাহিদা অনুযায়ী ওয়াশ পরিবেশনা গ্রহণ করতে পারব।
কি ধরনের সেবা আপনারা গ্রহণ করতে পারবেন?
আমরা নিরাপদ পানি সরবরাহের উৎস যেমন গভীর নলকূপ, পিএসএফ স্থাপন, স্যানিটেশন সুবিধা ইত্যাদি।
Very much. We just hear from the CSO perspectives how they are really involved in using these tools with the Union Parishad, and also I'll be requesting the UP chairman and honorable UP chairman and also secretary to be remain present with us. If any question come, you can respond, or we can also jointly can respond. Now the time has come for the open discussions. I'll be opening the floor, and it's an open discussion for all. If you want to discuss, you can raise your hands, or you can unmute and raise the question directly to anyone on the presentation and to learn more about the tools. And the country coordinators is also here from the different countries, so we'll be hearing from them as well to how they're planning to use these tools in their country. Now I am opening the floor. Please raise your questions to anyone and to know more about these tools. Floor is open now. Anybody would like to ask any question? Kamene, you raised a question. What is added value for using these tools? You can unmute yourself and directly ask the question.
Thank you, Alok, and it was a nice presentation from Zopia, and greeting from Addis. My question was, first, the chairman has tried to answer a bit, but to have more explicit answer in terms of what are really is added value of applying the tool, and give us a bit of background, how they have been using planning and using budgets, and how they have been monitoring before the implementation of the tool, and what changes that has been observed from their local government institution perspective. And the second one is, do they feel, especially being a government institution, feel comfortable being monitor how the budget allocation and utilization being followed by external whatever organization or projects, what have you? Because as accountability level increase from the government side, we know that always the service level is low and the demand from community is very high, and this open way of budgeting raise a pressure to the local government institution. Do they feel really feel comfortable by way of making them accountable and using the system applied using the tool? Thank you, Alok.
Thank you, Samene. As you asked the question to the UP chairman, then I'll be translating to Bangla the question, and also the DORF colleague Jovair and Barto are there. They can also add something. প্রথম প্রশ্নটা ছিল চেয়ারম্যান সাহেব, আপনি আছেন তো আমাদের সাথে? হ্যালো, can you hear me? Well, Jobar,
May I intervene? Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Tamen. I think very relevant and very practical questions you have raised. In fact, the initiative, the SDG program, SDG WASH programs by SDG Consortium initiative is mainly taken to this perspective that that local government, which is the Union Parishad or the sub-district Parishad, they will do by themselves and they will revitalize their existing systems through the process, so that after completion of the projects, this will continue and get better support for wash services for the community and the locality. Based on this, we found at the beginning of the initiative that systems are existed, but it is not well organized or well discussed. That Union Parishad did not know that how the budgeting process can take place, how they can ask their need-based budget to the upper tier of the local government system, and how the community can respond to their needs and also ask their basic demand. So by realizing these bottlenecks, these tools is working as a added value like connecting community, connecting the Union Parishad, and introduce the systems. So it's not a new issue or new technical aspects by the tools have been introduced. Rather, it is just a systematic process that has been introduced by the community, engagement of community, other stakeholders, and also service providers. So because the government has their own, in Bangladesh, they have in Union Parishad, they prepare their yearly planning and also 5-year planning, including budget. So it is just systematic monitoring that whether they are receiving budget properly or not. If they receive the budget, how much their budget, is it sufficient for the water sanitation hygiene services for their locality? So all of this has been created or helped them to compile by compiling these findings. So this is the added value they found, and as you learned from the chairman, that after introducing or learning these tools, they are now practicing according to their existing systems. So that's why they are getting benefit.
Thank you.
How they are feeling different, because accountability issues are now translated in such a way that people are participating in the whole process. That's the main.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jobar. We just hear something from Chairman Tamene from Ethiopia. He asks a question. আপনি কি ফিল, স্বপন ভাই আপনি আছেন তো? এটা এই যে মনিটরিং করা হচ্ছে, এতে আপনার কি কেমন ফিল করছেন এজ এ চেয়ারম্যান? আপনি কি আগে কেমন করতেন, বা এখন এটা মনিটরিং ব্যবহার করার পরে আপনি কেমন লাগছে বা কিরকম আপনি ফিল করেন?
আমরা আমাকে বলছেন নলকদা? আমাকে?
হ্যাঁ, স্বপন ভাই আপনাকে বলছি।
জি, থ্যাংক ইউ।
একটু জোরে বলেন, শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
আচ্ছা জি, আমরা আসলে কাজটা করতে গিয়ে অনেক মজাই পাচ্ছি। অর্থাৎ আমাদের সাধারণ মানুষগুলো যখন পানির সেবায় ভুগতেছে, পানির সেবা দিতে পারতেছে না, তাদের ওয়াশের কোথায় কোথায় সমস্যা রয়েছে, এই কাজগুলো কিন্তু একটা আমাদের ডিসিপ্লিন রুটিনের ভিতর চলে এসেছে। আমরা কিন্তু রুটিনের ভিতর পেয়েছি কাজটা।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
এবার রেগুলার কাজটা, এই যে আমরা 3 মাস পর পর একটা অবজারভেশন করতে পারতেছি, আমাদের যে এসও আছে যে ওকে পাঠিয়ে আমরা কাজকর্মগুলো উঠিয়ে নিতে পারতেছি, এটা একটা ব্যাপক আমাদের মানে সাফল্য হচ্ছে এবং আমরা খুব উপকৃত হচ্ছি।
Okay, thank you. ধন্যবাদ। Tamene, he has responded that he is feeling good because he can see the changes, how much budget is going on, as this is also the permissible by their law, and they to monitor and to go for budget tracking. So therefore this is really helping them out a lot. I'm seeing the question from Simon Sekuma. Would you like to please ask your question? What do you want to learn, want to know? Sekuma, are you there?
Yes, thank you so much. My question was on the local government budget ceilings that they tend to work with. So I was wondering, how are you advocating, how are you going about that to advocate for increase in budgets despite the ceilings that are usually set, especially on allocations for the different sectors? So how are you going about that? That's what I wanted to know.
Thank you, Sekuma. Sekuma from Uganda asked this question. Who will respond? Jubair, you will respond?
Yes. No, this is actually still we are working on it. This is a very good question, because budgeting process is still happening in two ways. One is the project-based allocation, and another one is block allocation. So the ceiling actually depends on the Union Parishad projects and programs, that how much they would like to receive, or how much they would like to expect from the upper tier of the local government system. So that's why we are working over there through the tools, that please create the budgeting process based on the people, the number of the different types of communities, like women, like disabled, like excluded communities. So that's why still budgeting process is also need to be more clear and functional. At the same time, the ceiling mainly depends on the need of the Union Parishad and also the projects. Still, it is not based on the head or per capita.
Okay. And also local government, as you said, local Union Parishad is also communicating with the Upazila Parishad, the higher tier of the local government, and they can show, they are showing their results, and by which they can get more allocation from the Upazila Parishad. Upazila Parishad is the higher tier of the local government in the system. Okay, I am seeing another hand. Yeah, Chairman. শোভন ভাই কিছু বলবেন? আপনারা কিভাবে বাজেট অ্যালোকেশনটা বাড়াতে পারেন?
আমার একটি প্রশ্ন আছে।
বলেন।
আমি যতদূর জানতে পেরেছি, সম্ভবত নেক্সট জুলাইয়ের দিকে সম্ভবত আপনাদের এই প্রকল্পটি ক্লোজ হওয়ার সম্ভাবনা রয়েছে। এক্ষেত্রে যেহেতু আমরা লাস্ট 5 ইয়ার্স ছিলাম।
জোরে বলেন, কাছে এসে বলেন, শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
জি, আমি যতদূর জানতে পেরেছি বা শুনেছি যে সম্ভবত নেক্সট জুলাই দিকে এই প্রকল্পটা আপনারা ক্লোজ করতে পারেন। যেহেতু আমরা নতুন পরিষদ এসেছি, মাত্র 3 মাস হয়েছে। এর আগে মাঝখানে 5 ইয়ার্স আমি ছিলাম, এর আগে আমি ছিলাম, তো সেটা বড় কথা নয়। এখন আমরা নতুন যারা এসেছি 3 মাস হয় মাত্র, তো আমাদের একটা অনুরোধ থাকবে যে এই প্রকল্পটা যেহেতু একেবারেই গ্রাস রুট লেভেলের, একদম আপনার লোকাল গভর্নমেন্টের একদম লোয়ার টায়ার যেটা এখানে রয়েছে, এটাকে আরেকটু দীর্ঘমেয়াদী করা যায় কিনা, অর্থাৎ একটা চলমান কিছুদিন থাকলে পরে আমরা এটা ধরে রাখতে পারতাম।
Thank you Shawan bhai. This is a question to Saskia onwards discussion, because she said that this is a good project and they understand this project is going to close by June 2022. Whether there is a possibility of extending this kind of budget, this kind of project, so that they can carry on, because recently the election has been held. He is now being re-elected in just few months ago, and for next 5 years. And then he is expecting that this kind of project can be continued further, so that they can carry on and can do some impact at the grassroots level. Saskia, you can respond, or you can respond later, whatever you feel.
No, it's okay to respond now, because of course it's a whole complex program, and our funding comes from the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And of course, CIMAPI and other Dutch NGOs are always lobbying towards our government to also spend their money wise and well and allocate sufficient budget, to do this kind of programs. So we are definitely discussing already with our ministry to figure out and to hopefully get next funding, but it's never sure. So, but we're definitely working on it, and we are constantly in discussion with them. But it also depends on how successful this current program will be. So of course there will be another evaluation at the end, and depending on that, they might decide that we are able to continue, but it's still pending. We don't know yet. We are always trying to find donors, but it's quite trouble to get it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So এটা আমাদের চেষ্টা করছি শোভন ভাই, ওনারা যেহেতু নেদারল্যান্ড সরকারের সহযোগিতায় চলে এই প্রোগ্রামটা, ওনারা আমাদের হেডকোয়ার্টার থেকেও চেষ্টা করছে এটা তাদের সাথে আলাপ করার জন্য। তবে কোনো কিছু এখন ফাইনালাইজ না। আমরা এই ধরনের প্রোগ্রাম আরো 12 সবাই আমরা চাই, তবে ডিপেন্ড করছে যে আমরা যাদের ডাচ সরকার আছেন তারা কিভাবে করেন। So thank you very much, Saskia. Now I'm seeing couple of questions. One from Srijana Karki, and also I see some hands of Monica. First of all, I would like to go to Srijana Karki. Would you like to, you can ask the question directly.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Just I have one queries, and I want to know that is there any practices of gender responsive budget practice in the municipality where you are working in the project area? Just I want to know on that.
Thank you for your questions. I think the colleagues from the field can answer that question. Partho, would you like to respond this question? কিভাবে municipality, how you are practicing JCs in the municipality? JC
Yes, Olopda, thank you. And we are practicing the gender and gender responsive and inclusive budget monitoring tools. So with Union Porishad, apart from that, DPH, Department of Public Health Engineering, Local Government Engineering Division, and Disaster Department, and Education Engineering Department, and obviously the municipality. The municipality and union both are in the same situation. One is for the urban people and one is for the rural people. This is the local lowest tier of the local government. So here, according to the tools, we are collecting through the, the CSO are mainly involved and collecting with our facilitation that how much budget has been allocated and what has been expended so far for this particular quarter. So, before filling up the tools, the CSOs post on that issues that how they can fill up the tools quarterly. Thank you.
Same that they're using in the municipalities and tracking and monitoring this budget in the municipality. And DORP is working in 2 municipalities at this moment. So they're implementing Amtoli. I know that results that one of the in Amtoli municipality allocated a huge number of wash budget for the JCS people. There's a water logging over there, and municipality allocated more budget for the drainage construction so that the water logging in the poor people area, slum area is resolved. So this helps to get the services for the one behind. I see some from Monica. Would you like to ask your question yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm Monica from Chunguzi, working with Caritas for Hewasa under the Ocean Land Program in Uganda. Main is just appreciation and compliment. Thank you so much. This is a very useful tool. Thank you for sharing. And with increased transparency and accountability from our governments to really lead to increased accountability and transparency. And then also the communities will be aware of what belongs to them, they demand for it, and then hold their leaders accountable. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Monica, for your nice and working and also in our local in our other local partners in Bangladesh, they are also trying to introduce these similar tools into their working area, and hopefully you can also try in your system and contextualize these tools into your country system. Anybody else? Any questions? Open.
Along there are numbers of questions in the chat box. So
okay.
I'm just quickly highlighting those. One question from Jacqueline, that more information about the coaching, that how it works. That's so because this is some of the activities we have set to functionalize the whole process. So coaching is one of them. So we have provided the coaching and also the knowledge information about the budgeting process, how it works, how people can engage to the Union Parishad and understanding the local government system, the budgeting system, so that they can be more aware and also some kind of knowledgeable in relation to the understanding the tools, and ask the government, particularly the municipality and also Union Parishad. So coaching based on various thematic issues. So budgeting issues, and also lobbying and advocacy, and also understanding the local government system, and gender and equity issue, and also demand creation thematic issues, etc. So we prepare our some basic information, the government data, so that they can be confident enough to talk with the local government to ensure the budgeting process and create the demand. Another question has asked by the someone, that LGSP, how the LGSP budget has been monitored. So that is the local government support program under the Ministry of Local Government. So that directly goes to the municipality, sub-district, and also union. So that is under the development budget. And as you have seen in the toolbox or in the tools, that there is two types of budget we have monitored. One is revenue budget, another is development budget. So under the LGSP project, whatever is coming, that has been collected from the unions and the municipality, and 3 months of intervention that has been compiled and come up with a discussion, and also with through numbers of messages, advocacy message.
Thank you. So, Mr. Lutful Kabir, did you got your answer, or would you like to ask a further question?
Yes, Dada, I got my answer. Thanks for Jubair. And my another question was, do you have any plan for scaling up this initiative? Because it is such a good initiative for ensuring the WASH budget for underprivileged or low-income community or another excluded communities. So is there any program for scaling up?
First of all, scale within the program, as it is initially developed by DOR, or one of our partner, and also we are scaling this within our WASH program. Other partners, they are also introducing these tools into their working area. DORP is working in 5 municipalities, 2 municipalities and 5 union parishad. And the other partners altogether, we are working in 24 LGIs. So this will be scalable. And second option is we are sharing these tools with others organization. Like today, we are also sharing, and we'll be sharing with the different forum, and with the hope that these learnings can be scaled by the others partners. From our program, at this moment, we do not have this budgetary provision for scaling in coming up in the others area. But in future, if the options come, then of course we'll be expanding this or scaling this into the others area within the country. Jobar, would you like to add something, Jobar?
No, I think you have covered mostly, and Lutful, that is very good question, because of in relation to the scale up, that is always depends on the interest of the ministry level and also the sub-district level. So at least we are trying to engage various stakeholders in such a way that they realize that it is not any extra initiative or extra work. It is their own work, just to facilitate the process very well manner and structured way. So that's why you have seen in the discussions that 4 approaches, and it is very much pro-poor as well as pro-system structures. In that case, we have been trying to also discuss with the national level, Ministry of Local Government, as well as the Department of Public Health Engineering, so that they can take it out and roll out at the country level. It is under the process and under the discussion by SDG Consortium.
Okay, thank you, Jobar. Jacqueline, you have wrote some things in the chat. Would you like to say something, Jacqueline, or?
Yes, thank you, Alok. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Now, I really like the discussion. It's really very insightful, and I'm really very much interested in knowing a bit more about how the committee members are being supported. And it was already nice to hear from Sobayer that they got a lot of knowledge sessions about budgeting, understanding tools, able to asking questions. What I still would like to know is how the process looks like. Is it just a one-time training, or what you perhaps call coaching trajectory, or is it really a journey, meaning that there are different courses, refreshers, that there are individual check-in moments, or that there is even peer-to-peer connection among different committee members? Thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
No, very right. Yeah.
Jobar, please.
Yeah, Jacqueline, I think very practical questions in because we did not purposively, we did not undertake the training program in this whole process. That's why we mentioned the coaching, because the issue is such a important, but we need to be very specific, and it should be under a continuous process. That's why we are giving through a interval the CSO representatives and also the LGI representative also join in the coaching through a 3-monthly interval, and based on different thematic issues. And sometimes we also invite the local government administration representative from divisions and districts, so that they can also engage in the process. So it has 2 types of structures. One structure is very systematic, and the government information, which is we collect and prepare through a slides, 4 to 5 slides that has been prepared and shared during the coaching. And another techniques we have developed and distribute and share with them by engaging the guest lecture, so that they can connect them and engage them properly. Because we always kept in our mind that after ending this project, this cannot be a academic coaching or kind of training. It should be the practice level. That's why it is the continuous process. It is not in one in short, it is regularly happening. So based on their need and also discussions, and invite the guest lectures. Thank you very much. Please unmute.
Yeah, thank you, Jawahar. I think that during the training, the DORF has also invited some expert from the local government ministry that really carries value for the local government institutions, and they can really explain how this kind of process fit with the government system. That's really useful and works very well in our country. Digvijay, you have some advice or some suggestions? Digvijay, are you there from IRC?
Yeah, okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, should I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so thank you. My question is, from the presentation and explanation, it is pretty clear that how the tool is working, the usefulness of the tool from the CSO perspective is pretty clear. Definitely, it is working to bring more accountability and transparency to the system, and also helping in the women to be more vocal and more empowered. But I was thinking from the LGI point of view, what's the incentive do the LGIs have to use that tool? Is that somehow making their work easy? Or can they use that tool for tracking other line items for other things? Or is that somehow making their work easy or not? What's their incentive to use that tool? Thank you.
Jawahar.
The main incentive related to the tools is the reactivation of their systems. Already they have their own budgeting process, as the Secretary of the Union Parishad already mentioned, that how they have prepared the budget and tools have given support on it. So it's not extra work, as I mentioned, work for them. Rather, it helped them to what should I say, to make it more structured and the proper way to get the information, as well as the prepare for better allocation. If they can prepare, use the tools properly, they can allocate more. And through the tools, they can clearly identify that how much allocation they are receiving. And based on this, they can prepare their scheme, like rural water pipeline water supply scheme. Based on this allocation, they can prepare PSF, ponds and filter initiative, and also the safely managed sanitation program they have developed by their own budget. So tools giving them a clear picture of numerical items by which they can understand whether this amount is enough for having or preparing these projects or programs or not. This is main incentives.
Thank you. I see some similar kind of questions or suggestions from Amot Sam. Are you there? Amot Sam, would you like to raise your question?
Yep, I'm there. So I was just wondering, because I checked the tool is more advanced and easily.
Introduce yourself from where you are so that we can understand.
I'm Amot Sam from Absat in Lira, Uganda.
Uganda. Okay, please.
Yeah. So I was looking at my country and the way we squander money, especially like wealth creation, what this government program. Normally, at times people are bringing cassava cutting during even dry season. So it means they were not looking at the community, not looking at people best like this one it is. So I believe it's a very nice tool, and if we can cope up, and our government can cope up so that even the community can buy in most of these projects, so that we at least not squander the money. So I was looking as if this thing can
Would you be a bit louder? Would you be a bit louder? We're not hearing you
I was
properly.
looking at it. Is it possible for this tool to be used in other sector, not only in WASH?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was also, sorry, that was also question of IRC representative. So thank you. Yeah, this is very friendly, customized tools. I mean, you can just transfer it to the under the agriculture department. You can also collect information under education departments, because have similar typing guide is easy or utilize these tools and even subsectors and also sectors. The sub and collect the information from the institutions who are responsible for specific sectors. For example, if the Department of Public Health is responsible for WASH, that's why we are using and contacting with DPH. If you do the monitoring, if you want to do the monitoring with Education Department, then you can do the monitoring with Upojela or sub-district education departments, something like that. So it's a very transferable and easy to customize the tools. So if you want to replicate, it is available with the Simavi that can also be shared.
Jover, thanks for your good. In addition to you, I can say add to with you that is, this is a tools, budget and responsive budget monitoring tools, and WASH we have taken as an entry point, as we are working on WASH, by which we are really monitoring the WASH allocation for the poor and marginalized and women and poor people. Anyone can use this tool. If they want to see how much money is spending for infrastructure, that is also possible. How much money paying so you can use these tools to monitor and to track the allocation and expenditures of local government, and also even in the government service providers, and that really very helpful to focus to see how much money is going on what purpose, who is being benefited from this budget, and we get some benefit out of it, as you heard from our local government. So that is generic. You can use for other purpose as well in the other sector. Any burning questions from anyone? We can continue another 5 to 10 minutes open discussion, then we'll be closing this open discussion session. Yes, yeah. Anyone? Okay. Yes, please unmute yourself and can raise the question.
Can I go ahead?
Who's please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Vijay. Grant, I can understand some important findings, observations can come from it. So is there any formal process or steps so that the findings or observations can be fed into the planning process of the particular SDI, like union portion or municipality?
Okay. So we will be responding your questions. Before that, my colleagues from Uganda, Rashida, are you there already? Rashida. She has sent a message that she has another meeting. I'm not sure, Rashida, are you there? Okay. Joel, you can respond if you want.
This use of tools have different types of importance, as because now these tools we are using at the sub-district and downwards level to understand their budgeting process and their utilization, including the utilization process. So through the tools, they have been improved their budgeting process. And but as you have mentioned that how frequently or is there any formal process of feeding these findings to the national level or somewhere?
Zubair bhai, not the national level, for that particular union parishad or particular municipality. I mean, how the findings of this tracking can be feed into their own planning.
Oh yes, yes, that's they're happening. They're practicing. For example, we are collecting information in 3 months of interval, but as you know, that Bangladesh government budgeting process has also mid-term budget analysis or mid-term budgeting. So Union Parishad also and other local government systems also follow that discussions. So in December, normally it happens that how much they have received and how much they need to be asked for more budget or anything. So during the December, there was a mid-term discussion, and that during that process, these findings, these findings is very useful to organize and to maintain the progress or understanding the next level of interventions.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
So thank you, Jobber, and thank you, everybody.
Saskia was also.
I'm going to Saskia. Yes, I'm going to Saskia. I don't have any questions over in the chat or anyone. Please, Saskia, go ahead.
And I just wanted to mention that I think it's very important. The tools are a nice thing because it's an example how it works, and this discussion also. But I think each country works quite different, and there are different levels of how government is functioning. So you really have to look at your local context and see how budgeting processes are there and how you can improve those. Like what Zubair is saying, it's not for them, it's for the local government in Bangladesh, it's not new, but it's improving the system that is already there and that they're supposed to follow. So I think that is important to notice that in each country it works slightly different. Just figure out how it works and try to figure out a way to improve it. So, and this kind of tools, it's just an Excel sheet. It helps, and I think like that it helps when it's transparent, so everybody can look at it, etc. So, but really start with looking at how budgeting works in your country at your location.
Yeah. Thank you, Saskia. So we are just thank you everybody for your good participations. That's now I really understand what really the tools is and how we can use these tools in our country context, how Bangladesh is using these tools into their program, how these tools can be scaled. So these are the discussions we have. And thanks to Zubair also for expanding, and especially heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Chairman of Dholua Union, and also Secretary from the Barguna Sadar, the local government representative, the government representative, those who attended. Now we are going to hear something from our colleagues from country level. I'm not sure whether Kamene, are you there?
Yes, indeed. Hello.
Thank you, Kamene. Would you mind to say how Ethiopia really see these tools and what you can think about it? Kamene.
Okay, thank you, Alok. Really, it was a nice and useful tool. And what I'm thinking is, you see, we have been doing budget tracking, and there is also lobby and advocacy for more financing for WASH. As I've understood from Zubair's presentation, there are steps that we need to follow. Campaign, first one, and then monitoring every quarter, followed by lobby and advocacy, then budget tracking. You see, we are doing budget tracking, we are doing lobby and advocacy, but not in a structured and organized way. You see, from this tool, I have understood that we need to do this step in more in a structured way. And having understood the tool, so we will explore more the document and try to understand it more in detail. So having that all, we go into the local budget process and find ways and means of applying the system. So I was asking Zobiar, what will be your advice for a country in how to start based on the experience, maybe some of the challenge or good lessons that we can pick from that. So what I am thinking of is first understand where we know how the budget process is going in our context at different level, district level, at regional level and national level, and applying the tool. In trying to apply the tool, it really is a kind of training, understanding by local government institution and CSOs. So really it is helpful, and maybe if there are some additional resources required, I don't know how we can do, because budget tracking is already there. We are doing that one, and advocacy for WASH financing is there. We more enhance on that, but to implement the tool in more structured way, we will discuss with our partner, because there are some additional tasks that we need to do as a full package of our full implementation of the tools. Really, that is the way forward we are picking. Anyway, the tool is very helpful that we can really apply in our context. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you, Kamene from Ethiopia. Thanks for your nice, and I hope that this you can really use this in a country context. So, but if you never mind, you can. I think a lot of questions, a lot of interest has been popped up and with this presentation, which is very good. If you share your email number by which anybody can contact you directly, I can share my email number. Also, you can share your email number so that anybody interested to know more, they can directly contact us. And I'm not sure that James, are you there from Tanzania? So.
Yes, I'm here, but maybe I might not be able to connect my video because of the network stability.
Okay, no problem. Just few words.
Otherwise, I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful for the very nice presentation. I have learned a lot, and I'm reflecting from our country context, Tanzania, where we also have a struggle in supporting our local governments, where we have been working. One thing that I would like to reflect from one of the speakers is that how can we really motivate these government partners to take a lead and to see this is their helper towards achieving the goals, and that it's not an added work or activities imposed on them, but it should come through their own process, own activities, and the tool is geared towards achieving the big goals of their goals. So my contribution will be we need to maybe have a very clear indicators, maybe approach, or very clear way of making sure that we have a way of bringing these people on the same understanding, I can say. Okay. And if there is a clear way of selecting, because I know there are different kind of level of intervention level of financing and the like from one municipality to another or one district to another. So we should have very clear selecting indicators or indicator that qualifies that this, when we run this criteria, we may come up with this kind of level of engagement. So for me, I think I will follow up. I will need more support on this, and to see how we can also adapt in our context.
Thank you, James. My regards to all colleagues in Tanzania. Definitely we'll be ready to help share ideas. Please feel free to ask any questions. Now, anyone from Jubair would like to add something? Yeah, please.
Yeah. So I just would like to quickly share some of the experience, as Tamenu was mentioning, that how that can be useful. And Saskia already mentioned some very important steps that's before entering into the process. That is very important to know the country context, that how it is happening, how the budget process take place, what are the government structures, and after understanding this basic information, then it can be linked with our programs and the projects, that how that can be fit with the local government systems or the urban structures or county level or at what level. Then as you have mentioned, and that you are doing the budget tracking or lobby advocacy, that's so just giving a good structures. We have also learned through by doing that we have started that water, sanitation, hygiene budget monitoring. Then step by step we have come to action to gender responsive budget monitoring. So that also need to be very clear, that how far we can specify the budgeting process, whether is it available, the information is available at the county level or the district level or not. If it is not available, then it is very difficult to use the tools. And third one is mentioned that definitely there should be some support or some kind of technical support or the financial support for mechanizing the whole system. It's not very large resources or huge resources needed, but at least the engagement of the stakeholders, definitely.
Thank you, Jabar. So anyone from Uganda would like to share here their feelings, how they can carry forward this, or can they use these tools? Anyone from Uganda is there? Hello. Okay. Rashida has left because she's attending another meeting. So
Hanifa is there.
Hanifa or Amotsam, I saw your hands. Is it earlier hands or people at? Okay, please, Amot.
Yeah. Like for us in Uganda now, if we can manage to get acquainted with this tool, because we also have budget conference at sub-county, even at the district level, where we attend, so that we can also put it forward, so that even the district can adopt, so that at least we know now how things can move with our councillors and the like. The political wing can also buy in, but provided we have clear issues with this, how these things work. So we are looking way forward for Sumabi, if they can help to like the partners in Uganda, so that we get more acquainted. Yeah. So that we can share with the council.
Thank you. I'm getting some noise from someone else. Would you mind to mute your microphone? Okay. Thank you. And from Nepal, I already the country coordinators and also Pragati shared that Nepal has a plan to visit to Bangladesh in person. So they would like to learn more once Corona situation is over. Chunki, mind to mute your microphone because you're getting some noises from you. Yeah, thank you. Nepal really, they had planned and to visit earlier. Due to Corona, this visit is not happening, but so far I discussed with country coordinator and also other colleagues. They have a plan to visit to Bangladesh to see more about this whole budget monitoring process and also budget tracking tools and also these responsive and gender responsive budget monitoring tools. So they can see, and after that they will be using this into their local government system. So far we hear from different countries, Uganda, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and also we get some messages from Nepal, and also from Uganda, from Netherlands. Saskia is there, and any other colleagues would like to add in the last moment, because we are at the end of our session. If anyone would like to add any last points. Otherwise, we'll be concluding the session. Okay, I'm not hearing from anyone. So thanks to everybody for this attending session. Is a huge participation from different countries, and we are very thankful to all participants for their time, for their contribution, and for your thought. And this is not the end. I think this is start of the journey. Please provide your suggestion and also provide and ask your queries that will help each other to learn more. And this cross-country learning we just started, that will carry on in future as well. Saskia will be highlighting in our closing session. Way forward is, of course, from Bangladesh country context, we will be using this in other areas. The remaining LGIs will be also using this, and we will be sharing our ideas to other stakeholders, other NGOs, those who are working in this field, and they can really use this and scale it into the working area. And the country, those who are participating, you can try out and you can share with this local government, because the local government institutions are the organization who will sustain and be responsible for service delivery. That's why in terms of sustainability, it's much more efficient if we can leave this learning to the local government and also with the other government service providers, and they will carry over. And the civil society organization, we engaged in this process because of civil society organizations also will be remaining there. They will be working with the local government and act as an the watchdog in the local constituents, so that they can really help out this union parishad. So this way we are trying to carry forward and of this learning, and of course we'll be helping. We'll be expecting that this learning will be sustained within our institutions, and once we left from the area, the local government institutions, especially union parishad, municipality, and the government service provider, Department of Public Health Engineering, and the Upajala Parishad, they will carry over this learning, and they can really ensure the sustainable wash services for the people, those who are living behind people. My special thanks to my partners, Dorf, especially Jobar and his team, Partho, Ashraf, those who really worked hard to make this tools possible. And this is really helping out. And also thanks to others partners, those who have participated. You didn't talk, but you really help us to organize this session. Thanks to you all. And also I see Tracy from JCLKD. She is also attended with and joined with us from England. She is helping us on gender and social inclusion in WASH-SDG program. I didn't hear anything from Tracy, but thanks for your participations, and also other colleagues, WASH-SDG colleagues, SEMABI colleagues, those who participated from the abroad, from the Netherlands, from the other countries. Our sincere thanks to you all. Before closing, Jobar would like to add any words, any few words, Jobar, before going to Saskia. Jobar?
No, thank you very much. I think this is almost 2 hours, and we had a lot of discussions, and we have tried our level best to bring the ground reality into this discussion, so that we realize. And the last thing, what I'd like to share with you, that this is a kind of initiative which we started from the very grassroots level, and it worked out very well. I mean, we have introduced it such a way that everybody can participate. So you can think from that point of view, and it was really helpful. And thank you, Simabi Netherlands, and also Dhaka, and from different countries, those who are implementing similar type of programs, SDG consortium programs. So I think it will be really great opportunity in coming days to learn from you also, and country to country sharing will be more benefited for us. And definitely in coming days, before ending the programs, we have able to brought some success. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jobar. Before going to Saskia, may I ask you to switch on your video if possible? We can take some record on that for our record purpose. Some of them already on the video. If you please on your video, we can keep it as a record. Thank you. আপনারা যারা আছেন বাংলাদেশ থেকে যে ভিডিওটা অন করেন, আমরা রেকর্ড রাখতে পারি. We can keep this record. Please. I say, yeah. Many videos now come in. So thank you. We'll be keeping it as a record. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So Samir has taken some photos of screenshot. So thanks to everybody for participating. Now I'm going back to Saskia. Please close the session, Saskia.
Thank you very much for everybody to participating and having this interesting discussion. And of course, thanks to the Bangladesh team for organizing it. And I'm glad to see it developing as well. I've heard about it before, but now it's really developing the system. So please do not hesitate to reach out to Anok or to Sober to get the details. And I know that in February there will be a next session of the WASH Alliance country coordinators, and then as far as I know, there will be a session on sanitation marketing organized by Tanzania, so by Muturi. So Muturi, I'm really hoping that you will be able to organize it in February, and we will send out the invite to everybody who's interested to hear more about sanitation marketing through demand creation. So Muturi, are you picking up the challenge? They might not hear me anymore, but I'm sure we will send out the invites and
yes, I'm saying, yeah, sorry, I was on mute. So yes, we are prepared and welcome your support to have this happen in February. Yeah.
Okay, great. I hope we all meet again in February to hear a next session. And thanks very much for participating, and have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So So thank you very much.
you.
Thank you everybody for
Thank you.
participating.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sasi,
Take care.
Priya,
Stay safe.
Thanks to
Bye bye.
colleagues for joining this session.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much to you.
তাকে এই জন্যই দাদা ব্যাকআপ হিসেবে খুব ভালো হয়েছে
ভাই এটা ফাঁকি